Good morning, and we are in chapter Moses 7, and we're in verse 48. And it came to pass that Enos looked upon the earth, and he heard a voice from the bowels thereof, saying, Woe, woe is me, the mother of men! I am pained, I am weary, because of the wickedness of my children. When shall I rest and be cleansed from the filthiness which is gone forth out of me? When will my Creator sanctify me, that I may rest, and the righteousness for a season abide upon my face? So that's the earth speaking there. And when Enoch heard the earth mourn, he wept. So it's like, I think, the third time when he's wept, and he cried unto the Lord, saying, O Lord, wilt thou not have compassion upon the earth? Wilt thou not bless the children of Noah? So interesting questions. And it came to pass that Enoch continued his cry unto the Lord, saying, I ask thee, O Lord, in the name of thine only begotten, Jesus, even Jesus Christ, that thou wilt have mercy upon Noah and his seed, that the earth might never more be covered by floods. And look at what's being said here. This is that we often talk about the covenant made with Noah, not to have the earth covered with floods after it had been flooded, and yet the covenant was with Enoch as well. So the Lord had a covenant with them already in place, and the Lord could not withhold, and he covenanted with Enoch and swore unto him with an oath that he would stay the floods, and that he would call upon the children of Noah. Interesting there, it's not just about not flooding the world again after Noah, but that he would call upon the children of Noah, that he would still preach the gospel to them and send angels to them. And he sent forth an unalterable decree. I like the fact that he says unalterable decree. It's basically, when we talk about covenants, that's what we're talking about. That a remnant of his seed should always be found among all nations, while the earth should stand. And the Lord said, Blessed is he through whose seed the Messiah shall come. For he saith, I am Messiah, the King of Zion, the rock of heaven, which is broad as eternity. Whoso cometh in at the gate, and climbeth up by me, shall never fall. Wherefore, blessed are they of whom I have spoken, for they shall come forth with songs of everlasting joy. Isn't that a wonderful thought of coming before the Lord with songs of everlasting joy? And all we need to do is it says, Whoso cometh by the gate and climbeth up by me. Basically, if we believe in the Savior and follow him, we would be basically climbing up his way. And it came to pass that Enoch cried unto the Lord, saying, When the Son of Man cometh in the flesh, shall the earth rest? He really wants to know about what is going to happen in the earth. This is the second time he's asked about the earth. I pray thee, show me these things. And the Lord said unto Enoch, Look. And he looked, and beheld the Son of Man lifted up on the cross after the manner of men. So instead of just going, okay, well, it's going to rest on this date, he starts to give him something that he can really grasp, which is the atonement. Now look what it says. And he heard a loud voice, and the heavens were veiled, and all creations of God mourned. This is for the Jesus Christ being lifted up on the cross for the atonement. And that even though God would know what's going to happen next, his creation still mourned, and the earth groaned, and the rocks were rent, and the saints rose and were crowned on the right, at the right hand of the Son of Man with crowns of glory. So several things have happened at this point, and certain things that that we hear in the New Testament happened when the Savior was crucified, like the saints rising and the earth groaning, the earthquakes and the rocks being rent. And I think it's really interesting how it says, and the saints rose and were crowned at the right hand of the Son of God, Son of Man, with crowns of glory. And as many spirits as were in prison came forth and stood on the right hand of God. So those that were righteous came forth out of the prison and stood at the right hand of God, and the remainder were reserved in chains until the judgment day of the great day. And again Enoch wept and cried unto the Lord, saying, when shall the earth rest? Again he asked this. He's not seeing where this is going as fast as you think. But it seems like all the Lord's told him is there's even going to be worse things happening. And yet he goes, well, yeah, but I've asked, when will the earth rest? And Enoch beheld the Son of Man ascend up unto the Father, and he called unto the Lord, saying, wilt thou not come again upon the earth? For as much as thou art God, I know thee, and thou hast sworn unto me, and commanded me that I should ask in the name of the only begotten. Thou hast made me, and given me a right to thy throne, and not of thyself, but through thine own grace. He's realizing the significance of the atonement in his own life. Wherefore ask of thee if thou wilt not come again on the earth. So now he's got a different question. Will the earth rest? Yeah, but will you come again? The first time, the earth didn't rest. It groaned. And the Lord said unto Enoch, as I live, even so will I come in the last days, in the days of wickedness and vengeance, to fulfill the oath which I have made unto you concerning the children of Noah. And we talked about the oath a little bit. I'm going to leave it there because we've only got a few verses for tomorrow. But just remember how this is tying together, how the earth groaned, how there was wickedness and on the earth, and the Savior came and did his atonement. And tomorrow we'll see what is going to happen. Will the Savior come again? Well, we know that he will. But at this point, Enoch is asking that question, and we'll find out more tomorrow.